that here. This is the Bant Ephemerate control deck that I've played a ton of. Sideboard's still like a little up in arms, but I've replaced the Uros with the 3rd copy of Eternal Witness, the 4th Wall of Omens, and the 2nd Time Warp to start. I'm playing a Glacial Floodplain in the deck, and I've cut the 2nd Mystic Gates. Oh, sorry, I cut the 2 Mystic Gates for Prismatic Vista and a Reflecting Pool. Also, the Jeskai deck should probably have a Reflecting Pool in it. I will say that this is probably the best Cryptic Command deck because of the Ephemerate Eternal Witness Cryptic Command loop. So I'm pretty excited for that. No, I don't think Jace is good in this deck. I think you could play Jace, but that would mostly be as a way to have outs to the Heliod combo. Keep this. Aren't I thinking about something to close out games? Yeah, my main win condition is the Time Warp combo with Eternal Witness and Ephemerate. So that is going to be my main win condition. Why does no one run Rune Snag over Mana Leak? I don't know. I've never tried it. I'm sure some people have. It's like as soon as like a Rune Snag would not have countered something that Mana Leak would have, I feel like that's when. Are we playing the Mirror? Cool. It's just like as soon as Mana Leak counters something or would counter something that Rune Snag doesn't, like that's when you stop playing Rune Snag. Probably. I'm gonna play the plane so I can have hardcast Force up for like a Teferi. What's the product number required for dono list? Or can you take a flat file, or do I have to post it somewhere? I have no idea what you mean by product number. But here's information for the dono decks. But the dono queue is full for this week. Hopefully we can do them tomorrow if we don't have more power outages. We'll see what happens. If I put in paths, I think I'll just take my green mana. I'd like to draw some green mana here. There we go. Not going to jam the Eternal Witness here. I cut Oracle too. I like that. I don't like cutting the Wishclaw Talismans at all. I don't really like Mortuary Mire either. I think that like you can just the thing about Thassa's Oracle, if you draw it, can't you just like have 2 untapped blue sources that you could put into play, and then you just get to cast it? You just get to cast it off of the Primal Surge. Is that? I don't think the deck needs to play 2, but I also don't think you need to have a way to recur it, right? If you draw it, you just like don't cast it, probably. Mire allows you to cast 1 for Chump Block. I think if you only play 1, it's fine to just like. If you only play 1, it's fine to just not cast it when you draw it, unless you like are desperate. And if you're desperate, like you can just like not be on the combo anymore. Yeah, Grixis Dragon is definitely a deck I'd like to try again. Probably need to force this. It's obviously like. Feels kind of bad, right? Because if we have the infinite turns combo, if we don't, but also just getting Ephemerate Eternal Witness going is so good here. It's probably just too good to pass up on. So I think I'll just get back Force of Negation here. Could get back Mana Leak. What's the infinite turns combo? Ephemerate Eternal Witness Time Warp allows you to take infinite turns. You also have to have 6 mana. And so that's kind of like my main win condition. I'm playing 2 of those. Kind of surprised they're just jamming this here. Hyperlink for MTG Goldfish. Yeah, a MTG Goldfish link to the deck, if that's what you're asking. Maybe we take Logic Knot this turn. They could have a second one and didn't realize you can recycle Force of Negation. I mean, yeah, the didn't realize they could cycle. I could cycle Force of Negation is kind of what I'm getting at, you know. Usually when your opponent makes a play, like you need to understand why they're doing it. And I don't think jamming the Teferi played very well around the Ephemerate loop is what I was, you know, trying to say, and you know, didn't really exactly say, I guess. I'm gonna hold the other Ephemerate here. Just pass. Yeah, Ephemerate plus Eternal Witness is just such a nasty combo. Opponent's wisely playing Castle Ardent Vale, which does get better when you're playing Reclamation. I mean, Spiral I think is still pretty good in Reclamation. So I'm gonna Ephemerate Eternal Witness. If this resolves, I'll Ephemerate the Wall of Omens too. My stream title, did I not change it? I did. Gotta refresh. Alright, so against Bant Reclamation, the paths and the Skyclaves are bad. I may play one Skyclave. It does answer cards like Teferi, Time Raveler, and Wilderness Reclamation. But I definitely want these Veil of Summers, the Disputes, the Hero of Dominaria over the second Time Warp. Probably like the first copy of Aether Gust. Then we can play like 2 Skyclaves. Seems fine. Shane, 13 months in a row. Welcome back, dude. Appreciate you popping in. For those of you guys who don't know, I was on the Dive Down podcast this week. Let me actually make a command for that. And if you guys want to hear all of my full, unfiltered, unabridged thoughts on the bands, you can check out the Dive Down here. Oh, whoops. I forgot to put an exclamation point. No Finks or Knight of Autumn for the Burn matchup. It's possible you should be playing some of those cards. I think like 4 Aether Gust and the Anthonice is like an okay way to fight them, and then try to lock out their spells with the like Eternal Witness loop. But also, still very, I think that may be a good tech we want to employ going forward. We'll see.
So we could make a makeshift sled. Get in it, have Athena pull us around, and she will fulfill her destiny of being a sled dog.
Sounds like good content. It also sounds very tiring. And it sounds fun too. I don't know. Yeah. What are we making the makeshift sled out of?
Container, a big tub in your closet.
I probably will be down later.
What's it called? The only thing to blame for this winter storm is the groundhog.
The banning of Uro, it's Uro's Wrath. I don't think I need to hold Mana Leak up necessarily. I'm kind of down to like dispute their Teferi and then play my own Teferi. It's a bit bad if they have Ice-Fang. Do I think Birthing Pod? Do I Yes, I do. I should have seen that coming. It would also be nice to be able to jam Teferi with Dispute up if we just draw a land. So here I think I'm gonna Mana Leak. I'm pretty excited, I think, to use my Mana Leak this turn cycle. And if they slam Reclamation, we can force, but they actually don't even have a 4th land. If we draw a 4th land, it's a big deal. Not a 4th land.
I feel like Athena could pull one of us, or definitely at least you. I don't think she could pull both of us.
I don't think she could. Do we have a new breach list post Sanctuary? I would still play I would still play the no islands mana base, and I think that mana base is pretty good. And like you don't really, I honestly don't even feel like you have a reason to play islands anymore. is truly how I feel about the Breach list. Just the other mana base is good. Boil is still an okay sideboard card. You probably just play 2 copies. Yeah, but I don't really feel like you have a reason to. Like I was already not playing Mystic Sanctuary. I was already not playing Mystic Sanctuary in Breach, and I don't think that that's gonna change. Yeah. Blood Moon is the reason. I will say I've never liked Blood Moon in Through the Breach decks. I've never liked to play Blood Moon in Through the Breach. You already have like a good big mana matchup with the Through the Breach game plan, and so having main deck Blood Moons I think just like is not where you need your like matchup spread to be. Ooh, dude, Castle Ardenvale is pretty scary here, but they can't activate it yet. It's just not, in my opinion, where you want your like matchup spread to be. That being said, we could, we'll see. We'll figure it out. Shane gifting 10 subs. Thank you for that, buddy. Up to 122. Check out the Dive Down. I really do think they're the best podcast. I love being on there. They treat me real well. Like them a lot. Could cycle this Cryptic. I think I'm not gonna right now. I probably am gonna run out Skyclave Apparition as the 2/2 to block their 1/1s. Modern's a very high power level format. I really want opponent's deck to be good. Reclamation plus Castle Ardenvale. Yeah, me too. Sounds very, very good and fun. Or sweet and fun. Maybe I should say.
What's up? It's me, your friend Aspiring Spike.
I think we hold up Hardcast Force rather than just like get the second Teferi down. Can this deck run Celestial Colonnade as a win con? No, it cannot. No, it cannot. Celestial Colonnade is, I think, not a... I think the castles are better than Colonnades in most decks, and this deck is included in my range of most decks. I'm still not very excited to include Celestial Colonnade in really any list at the moment. I think I'm gonna force this. It's kind of close. I think it's worth keeping the 2/2 in play. Has cost online went down with paper? I don't know. I use a rental service, so I don't know. Maybe. So we'll see what we'll take a draw step. And turn the notification sounds off real quick. Veil of Bummer's not doing a lot here. Probably just gonna go to Teferi, bounce their token. Yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, we were able to stay warm. Is it worth playing Skyclave without Ephemerate? Yeah, Skyclave is like a really good card, with or without Ephemerate, but it's much better with Ephemerate for sure. You saw your new Bant Squirrel, played a similar list, minus a Squirrel, an extra Borrow, went 3-2, lost 2 close games. Yeah, I agree that the deck is good. I think we're playing that deck 4th. I'm gonna counter this and draw a card. I do think it's close if we do this or not, because it doesn't do much with the Teferi in play, but it's nice that they just can't... They're getting to double castle if we don't counter there, and also getting to cycle our Cryptic is, I think, important. They have 1 card left in their hand. It's not a very good draw. Yeah, Athena's great. She, like, really obviously hasn't minded the cold weather very much. Just hasn't bothered her. She's definitely built for environments like this, and she's been very, very cuddly, which has been good because she's very warm herself. Wall of Omens. Yeah, Athena's fine. Yeah, if we break like 2 more turns in a row and lose our Teferi, it's gonna be really bad for us. But Eternal Witness, it just ends the game. I thought it would be too greedy to ask for Eternal Witness earlier. Ice-Fang is good, though. Has she seen snow before? No, this is her first time ever seeing snow.
She loves it.
Yeah, she does love it. I think I'm going to block and then Ephemerate after blocks. Make sure I get my draw 2.
She kept trying to pull me.
Yeah, she just, like, glides on top of the snow.
That's why I'm saying we could definitely...
How does your opponent's deck win? With Castles and Sharks. Their deck looks really good. Actually, I may try Bant's Reclamation out. I'm going to bounce a token, I think. I really just want to find Eternal Witness, you know? That's a really good draw. Yeah, now if we draw Eternal Witness, we do just infinitely combo, and we've got actually a decent amount of looks here. Draw a card, draw more cards. Venser, all right. Now we've got all gas, no breaks. Suppose I'm supposed to draw a card before time warping, but probably not going to matter. Alright, we won. GG. If they have Nimble Obstructionist, they can stop this. Alright, 1-0 with Bant. I'm pretty high on this deck. If I had to choose something to play in the challenge this weekend, this is what I'm choosing, but I'm also going to be playing a lot of different things and may end up changing that. How cold is it now in my apartment? We have power now, so we've got the heat on. It's not cold now. But before that, it was probably like 30, 40 degrees all day. Just no heat for 24 hours.
Yeah, it was definitely at least 50.
Yeah, and we had to take out Athena like 3 times yesterday too, so like we're not even like being able to keep all the heat in.
Yeah, we had to go to the car and warm up.
Yeah, we sat in the car yesterday with the heater on, eating cold canned ravioli for dinner and singing Hamilton.
Yep.
A barrel of monkeys 2 months in a row. Hope you're having a good day today. Appreciate you. Yeah, my power came on a couple hours ago, Spike. I live in Texas, and you know the houses are. This being said, I do think it's like unexcusable, like a lot of things that they've done in handling the situation, where we have had a weather forecast for like at least a week out, and I feel like a lot of this was preventable. But our houses and homes are built to withstand 100-degree days every day in the summer, and so that they just like let more heat out than other places, and so
it takes more power to heat.
Yeah. So it takes a lot more power to heat the houses than it does to air condition them in the summers, and this is the worst winter storm I've ever seen in my entire life, and maybe we'll ever see. Oh, I was supposed to play a Flooded Strand here actually and get Temple Garden into Basic Forest, maybe not actually. Like go Breeding Pool into Plains. Which blue decks become more weaker post-ban? The blue decks that got cards banned get worse, and the blue decks that got less cards banned get better. If you want my full thoughts, I was on the Dive Down podcast this week, and I go a little bit more into depth there. But I think that this Bant Ephemerate deck, in my opinion, is probably going to be the best control deck, at least the one I want to be on immediately. I think we're getting rid of the Kudrow. Dude, maybe get rid of Thalia. Probably not double spelling anyways. Shark Fin Flippers, 7 months. Thank you for that. Gotta turn the notifications back on. Yeah, I think there's a lot of options, like blue-white's fine, blue-black's fine. It's possible that there's a Sultai variant, but there's not like a ton of incentive to be green besides, Abrupt Decay being a good card right now.
Yeah, I remember the 2011
Gargaroth.
Winter Storm was pretty bad too.
Yeah. Like we've had winter storms before, but like it's never been this severe. And like I think like the big difference is it's like in the single digits for multiple days instead of being 20 degrees for like 2 days.
Yeah. Or even then 20 degrees and people are driving on the ice, and I've never seen the roads be so covered. Because I remember,
Yeah.
I swear that...
Yeah, usually the roads are like kind of drivable too, for
Yeah,
sure.
the roads are definitely more drivable, but... And also, like...
That's the best draw on the
ice-
deck.
All the ice that has... All the snow that melted last night, because of people driving, and then it refroze, and there's no more snow on top of it today. So it's like, if people are thinking that they can drive, there's ice underneath the snow.
What do I think? Balustrade replaces Ouphe for Monkey. I mean, more. I think they would play more 2-mana mana rocks and maybe like an extra land and potentially just like 4 deck Thoughtseizes if they're not already doing that. Does Ephemerate save own creatures from spot removal on the stack? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. They didn't name Ephemerate with the first Meddling Mage, so I think that I want to try to get value out of the block plus Ephemerate here. Yeah, they choose to name Path to Exile instead.
I feel like Doctor Doom is like beckoning me.
Yeah. I mean, you can. It would probably be better for you to be on the camera rather than not. Dude, that's a sick top deck. Oh, so good here.
I look terrible from beanie hat all day yesterday.
Yeah, it's fine. So we do get to exile the Unsettled Mariner. It's probably going to lose to these illusion tokens, though. We're very close to stabilizing for not having done anything until turn 3. And if they had drawn a brick instead of this Mariner, I actually think we would have a chance to win this game. Okay, so we can go to Teferi, bounce the 3/3 token, block a 2/2, and go to 1. And 1 is not 0, so actually just not dead here. I'm gonna block this Meddling Mage. No, this one for sure. Yeah, Esther is actually just a soundboard, not a real person. It's very experimental.
High-end soundboard.
Don't flatter
What's
yourself.
up? It's me, your friend, Aspiring Spike.
I think I'm just gonna go to 2. I don't really want to. I guess we could block this Meddling Mage. Nah. This is better. Keeping the Skyclave in place, so we could draw like a green source and get back Ephemerate. Seems like a fine out here. They drew another spell, which kind of stinks.
Hello, spider.
So we can go Skyclave, exile this, block, and if they draw a land, we survive. Spider's in the chat? Awesome. Thanks, buddy. Welcome back. Good to hear from you. Congratulations again on your PTQ win.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
Alright, so dead to any human. Definitely dead to Mantis Rider. Also dead to Kessig Malcontents. Yeah, they drew like 3 humans off the top. I think if they just drawn 1 land. I mean, we're never beating Kessig Malcontents ever, I guess, but the game could have been different. I don't think I want to play Collector Ouphe, but it's possible that 1 copy of Collector Ouphe is better than like Time Warp number 2. It's probably fine. I think our matchup is good overall. Just like Wall of Omens, Ice-Fang, Skyclave Apparition, Onthanize, Path to Exile. All of these cards are really, really good.
You're really, really good.
I thought that when the power came on, you were going to watch as much TV as possible.
You know, you are my TV.
Twitch.tv. Yeah.
And I get to watch you in person.
Put a mulligan to 6. His hand's good enough to keep.
My store manager still doesn't know if the mall is, like, closed or not.
mean, there's no way you're going in
I
today,
know.
right? Yeah.
If the mall is open and they say, "Oh, we have to go in," I'm saying, "No, I'm not going in." Calling out.
Yeah. No way.
No way. I am not driving on melted ice, refrozen.
Yeah.
with snow
Today's
on
probably
top.
the worst day to drive.
Honestly.
Yeah.
We tried driving yesterday to McDonald's, and we kind of had like we have a little bit of.
We
hills in this
we
area.
didn't make it very far.
No, we did not. Plus, there's so many cars on the road that are having their hazards on and just stopped in one place. So we thought that we were behind like a big line, but really.
Yeah, it really just everybody was stopped in the street.
Yeah, and then we saw a person like turning, and basically their car did a whole donut when they were turning because I guess they turned too quickly on the ice, and so they slid and did a whole circle in their car.
Yeah, that's when we decided to
go back home.
turn around. Yeah. Game 1, what's the win con of this deck? So the main win condition is going to be assembling Ephemerate plus Eternal Witness plus Time Warp and taking infinite turns. I think we need to exile the Thalia here. Taking infinite turns is the main win condition. But you could also nickel and dime your opponent out with 2 1s, 2 2s, and 1 1s.
What's the genie lamp emote for?
I don't know. It's not my emote.
I see.
Is everything alright? Do I have full power back? We do, but we don't know for how long or anything like that. But
Power could go out in the middle of this sentence.
yeah, the power could go out in the middle of this sentence. And I do genuinely think that it's likely that it will go out at some point today.
Be right back. I'm gonna go marry Spider.
Why?
He gave me bits.
He gave you bits? That's all it takes?
Yeah. 100 bits is all it takes.
I think we're playing Venser this turn. Venser plus Ephemerate's really good. We can go Venser this turn into Teferi, Hero, double Ephemerate.
Simon, the mall that I work at is in Simon, is the Simon Mall. And Simon sucks. Simon
Mall?
Yeah, Simon is like
the company?
Owning company.
Oh.
They suck. They're terrible.
Okay.
Because they're so high-strung.
It's probably a bit better to bounce Champion of the Parish than the Kudro here. I kick you up.
Okay. I'll be back.
I know. Yeah, I think we're still bouncing Champ. Gonna wait for them to go to attacks so they don't get the Exalted trigger. When the stream boost challenge starts, how long do we have to hit it? You can boost once a stream, as long as the stream challenge thing goes. So like it's usually like 3 days, right? So you have 3 days, and each day you can contribute up to 2,000 points. That's not a really strong draw. So have we, though. Or at least reasonably strong. So we go Ice-Fang plus Ephemerate. I think I prefer to do this. What do I think about Mystic Snake in this list? I think Venser is better than Mystic Snake. But Mystic Snake is not an unreasonable card to play. Yeah, marrying me, 2 million channel points. Marrying Esther, 100 bits. And it's actually more expensive to marry Esther. What about Sky Noodle? I've played Yorion versions of this deck in the past, and I think you can play Yorion, of course. But I don't think that it's the best thing to do. So here we're going to block Wall of Omens on Hierarch, Venser on Thalia's Lieutenant, and then bounce the Kudro, the Mantis Rider, then Ephemerate, and bounce Champion Thalia's Lieutenant? Goddess, 4 months in a row? Hell yeah, thanks buddy. I love hearing all the words of encouragement. I especially really do appreciate hearing it today because it's been a really rough week so far. So I do appreciate all the good vibes and words of encouragement. Oh no, I blocked the wrong thing with Venser, didn't I? I blocked Kudro instead of Lieutenant. Oops. Bouncing Thalia's Lieutenant is maybe a bit bad. Maybe we should just bounce Hierarch. And then we get to draw a card, potentially. Oh, that's a great card. It's a great card. So I think we're gonna go Skyclave, Ice-Fang, Ice-Fang. This is the Dark Souls of Winter Souls, yeah. Is there an MTGO downtime coming today? Not to my knowledge, but I have been without power for 24 hours. I don't think that there is. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I love this deck. This deck I think is very good. And losing Uro does stink, especially because the life gain was a big deal. But every deck lost Uro, and I think that this is certainly an archetype that can survive without the card. Am I satisfied with post bans modern so far? I'm having a ton of fun. I'm having so much fun. I haven't played a ton because I live in the third world country of Texas, but from what I've been able to play, it's been great. I've really liked it so far. I think the Glacial Floodplain is good. I think that it's the right one to play. I think you don't want to play the blue-green one, because if you play the blue-green one, you are incentivized to get basic planes to have all of your colors, and then you can't cast Ice-Fang off of that. So I think Glacial Floodplain is the Snowland to play, and I think exactly one copy of Snowland is the number to be on. It's a good draw. That's a good draw. So yeah, I think I'm going to go Teferi, bounce General Kudro here. Play Wall. Thanks, Simon. Glad to be back. Now we can attack with our 2/2s. Adam, 5 months. Ice baby, right back to you. So we did lose game 1 despite almost getting there. So we still have to win game 3. You think this deck as a modern Esper Vial? Have I tried any more creature-centric versions of the Vial? Yes, this deck originally originated from a Soul Herder variant with Vial, and I ended up preferring this version. But this is maybe something we can try again. I might not even have the list anymore. I think if this was the deck. Yeah, this still is. So this was where it originated. Very similar, honestly, to the Esper Vial deck. I think the control version is better. Getting to play Cryptic Command and Force of Negation and Teferi is just so good. But this is like where it originated, and I may return to something like this and just see how that feels. It's pretty likely that Legion Angel just isn't that good, but boy, do I love Legion Angel. Yeah, Glasspool Mimic is pretty decent in decks, in like the Aether Vial variant. I like it less in decks with Cryptic Command. Not that I think it would be unplayable. I could see maybe playing a Dispute on the draw. They're also playing Unsettled Mariner, so they've got a decent number of blue cards. They've got Mariner, Meddling Mage, Mantis Rider. They're all really good to Dispute. And Ouphe is a bit worse on the draw. I think I don't hate this. Phantasmal Image too. How was Zombies? We have not played it yet. This is our second deck of the day. We went 0-2 with Jeskai. Now we're in game match 2 with Bant. Definitely keeping this. Ephemerate plus double Skyclave plus Wall is an easy keep, even though we don't have a blue mana. It seems the big thing it's missing is a recruiter. Yes, I agree. A recruiter of the guard or Imperial recruiter would be really cool. Do you think the biggest loser of the Uro ban was the 104.3 emote? No, I think it was the Uro emote. I think the Uro emote was the biggest loser. Is Mythos of Nethrall good in the Abzan deck? Yeah, I think so, actually. In fact, maybe I should have been playing Mythos when I was playing Abzan recently. I just kind of totally forgot all about that card. Let's Anthonize Thalia rather than play Wall. I do think it's close. Actually getting Thalia off the field seems really good to me. Can you get one more Spider-Man? Yeah, for all time's sake. I have a hard time forcing it. It's gotta happen naturally, you know. Yeah, they only have one card left in their hand, so I'm feeling pretty good about our position here. Yeah, Kites of Rebooter gets to take our Ephemerate, so we probably do need to Skyclave the Freebooter first. I guess not. We have 2 Skyclaves. Yeah, probably better just get the 4/4, and then if we draw a white source, we can go Skyclave plus Ephemerate next turn or turn 4. Do I miss Uro? No, I do not. Not even close to missing Uro. Or we could just draw Ephemerate. Do not miss Uro. How do I feel about losing Mystic Sanctuary? I think it's good to lose Mystic Sanctuary. I think the card's pretty boring. Chalice? I guess I can Skyclave Chalice. I was really not ready for it, though. They have a 3-drop to Violin as their last card. Reflector Mage. And so I can't Skyclave next turn? Oh, man. What a swing. Chalice. Feels a bit unlucky. If we draw a white source, we're actually just doing fine. We didn't draw the white source. Alright, so we probably need to Skyclave the Champ. And then if we draw a white source, we can go Skyclave the Chalice plus play a 1-drop. Wow! I guess my opponent just has 2 1-drops in their hand. Or maybe land plus 1-drop. We do need to get this Chalice off the field. I mean, how scared are we supposed to be of a 1-drop? We also never drew a land this game. We've had 6 looks at a land, no 7 without a land. Not that we're that behind here. We just need them to have, you know, another mediocre card in hand. If we draw a blue source and we can go like Ephemerate, Ice-Fang next turn, it's going to be really hard for them to beat that. They're tapping 3 mana, which is terrifying, which might mean somehow that they have 2 3-drops in their hand, because they're not using the Vial. I don't like this attack with the 1/1. I don't think there's a way I get punished. I guess Judith would have actually punished that. Pretty sure we're supposed to Ephemerate rather than cast any copies of Anthonize here. Do I want to Ephemerate do I want to exile the Vial now? I think that's probably a bit greedy. Still haven't drawn a land in 8 looks. Oh yeah, General Cujo doesn't buff the illusion token. The illusion token is not a human. Mariner's fine. We just exile the Mariner first and pay the 1. What do I think about humans at the moment? Humans is probably fine. I do have to let the exile happen here instead of getting to respond with the Ephemerate. Because if I respond with the Ephemerate, I have to pay an extra 1. So they do get a 2/2 token, which is fine. Alright, so I think I'm going to start by targeting my Wall of Omens and really hoping to finally draw a land in the 10th look. Did not. Look 11. Okay, finally found it on look number 12 exactly. So we have Ice-Fang, Ephemerate up, but it might be better to Ontanize so we don't have to go to discard here. For whatever it's worth, we're also now, I think, very ahead. We did keep a 3-lander, and then it was like 11 draws before we found 1 land, which is pretty unreal. Not that we probably have much room to complain. Although that Chalice plus 3-drop to Violin turn was also bananas. So I'm gonna go Ice-Fang, block here, block here, block here. One thing I just love about this deck is the Wall of Omens answer the illusion tokens pretty well, and just like turning Wall of Omens into, you know, a meaningful interactive card is always something like these decks really want to be able to do and can't always do. Yeah, I am doing well, Myro. I do have some friends in tough positions at the moment, so your well wishes are definitely much appreciated. Shane gifting 10 more subs. Golly. Thank you, my friend. I'm gonna keep the heat on for a while with that. Do want to get more blue mana into play. Just holding up Ice-Fang plus Ephemerate. It's probably fine. Get Breeding Pool with this. Obese Ninja, thank you for your tier 1 subscription, and thank you for having a good username too. Just don't turn on your gas oven to heat up an apartment. We don't have a gas oven. Why do we exile Vial when they are top decking? Isn't it better to draw? I think that the Vial potentially prevents them from double spelling down the line. It also just like prevents any tricks, which is kind of nice. It could have been better to draw, but also our hand is just full of gas as well. So I don't know that we need the draw now that we have lands and spells. Do you think? I guess we don't. Yeah, we don't respond here because then we lose the rebound on the Ephemerate. We'll just Ice-Fang, block, then cast Skyclave Exile Chalice probably. 9-ball redeemed a deck tech. Maybe I was supposed to Ice-Fang in response. We did see that our opponent has Kessig Malcontents, and I don't think that we're going to lose to Kessig Malcontents, but we at least need to be mindful of it here. So we can get Prairie Stream with Flooded Strand. Yeah, if they Kessig Malcontents here, we'll go to 1. But any turn after this, we can just counter it until they draw Cavern. Alright, so main deck Toski Fairies, Sultai Toski Fairies. Interesting. Probably a very good shell for this card. I think that I'd probably play the second Borrower before the first Scion of Una. Not very high on Scion of Una, but maybe this is a fine split. That would just be the first thing I try. I like 3 copies of Toski. I probably play 4 Drown in the lock. And I'm not sure about the Inquisition Thoughtseize split. I have been liking Thoughtseize more than Inquisition, for a little while, but the metagame's changed a lot, so hard to say for sure, but consider 3 Thoughtseize, 2 Inquisition. Primeval Titan is like still a very good card. I would not be playing probably any copies of Nurturing Peatland. This deck's mana base is probably like too painful already. This deck has a lot of card advantage already. I would be, I imagine, playing 0 copies of that. I do like the Snowland, although I might be playing the blue-black one and fetching a forest. Don't play 2. Don't play 2 Snowlands either. Just play 1. And you're probably going to want to up your fetch land count as well, up to like at least like the 4th Delta and some Misty Rainforest if you want your mana base to be, you know, as good as it can possibly be. If we ephemerate here, we do lose to Kessig Malcontents. It's fine. I will lose to exactly Kessig Malcontents if that's their 1 card. Sideboard seems fine. I will say that Aether Gust stock has gone down if you don't have a way to recur it. If you don't have a way to recur Aether Gust, the card is worse. So like no Snapcaster, no Eternal Witness Ephemerate. Aether Gust is worse, and like a big part of it was just being able to Sanctuary it back 2 turns in a row against the Titan decks was like really how you beat the Titan decks so often. So I would keep that in mind as well. I kind of want to get rid of one of their Hierarchs here. Because, again, we've seen Kessig Malcontents. Can Authorize the token. I'm probably just actually going to play this tab so we can have Path plus Cryptic up. Not that that's necessarily that relevant, but we're winning this game. How does Ephemerate feel compared to Stoneblade? Ephemerate's felt very good so far. If I had to play a challenge today, this is probably the deck I would choose. It's a little too early to tell. We're in our 2nd match with the deck though. But it's felt good. It's felt good. So we get Bounce Onthanize, draw a card. This Onthanize. Probably just better to have the Cryptic up. Although we can get the Cryptic back up with Eternal Witness. Sure, alright, I've sold myself. We also, like, of course, can just find Time Warp and win the game by taking infinite turns. So Reflecting Pool at Snow? No, it just is. We have kind of hard mana requirements with double white, double green, triple blue. So I think 1 Reflecting Pool makes sense in this deck, even though we don't have a Triome. For the most part, I do like Reflecting Pool in a lot of mid-range and control 3-color decks that do have a Triome. I've been kind of shying away from it in decks that do not have a Triome, but I think that it's, again, fine to include here. Without Uro, is there any reasonable way to jam some life gain? Yeah, I think you can play a card like Knight of Autumn or Ariok Champion, but I also don't know that it's necessary. But you could. Is this too much value? No such thing, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure that it's necessary to play life gain. I did consider it. You could play, dare I say it, Thragtusk too. Splash red for Omnath. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the Omnath is like super easy to splash. Like the mana is already tough, but I would probably play Omnath in the deck. Thanks, Coatl. We went 0-2 with Jeskai Flagfire, but I'll pick the deck back up again at some point, but just kind of wanted to move on to this today. Win conditions. I don't need any stinking win conditions. I've got 2 2s and 1 1s. Yeah, I agree that opponent's probably in a territory of the game where it might be better to concede than to continue playing, but my opponent paid for their 25 minutes, and they can use it if they want to. I'm just going to get the Venser back. I don't think we need to go for just infinite value here. Really doesn't matter too much what we get back. Are they dead, actually? 1, 2, 5, exactly dead. Yeah, we could just go tap draw here. Or we could, you know, just... We don't even have to cast the Cryptic. We can just go Path on the Nice. Which is a bit better because they're out as Kessig Malcontents. Thoughts on the new meta for Pioneer? Burn and Mono Green Planeswalkers and Niv Mizzet probably seem like the best decks to be on. And I'm not super excited by that necessarily, but I'm sure that the format is way more open and potentially really fun, and maybe I'll play it at some point. We have the Infinite Turns combo in hand. If I knew the matchup, I might keep this, but this hand's probably a bit too slow in this like aggressive metagame. There are Bring to Light. Who can find Tibalt? What do I think about this deck? Yeah, the Bring to Light Tibalt plan is doable, for sure. Put it back either Path or Force. I think Force. Destroy target land 1 year in a row. Thank you, buddy. Welcome back. Happy anniversary. Obviously, it's like either Path or Force is going to be good against our opponent. We don't know yet. All right, Amulet Titan. We have 4 Gust, right? Yeah. I do think Amulet Titan is a good deck. Going to be still relatively popular. Going to still be... well... I always felt really bad against the Reclaimer Titan variant with Bant. I feel like the Amulet Titan matchup is maybe okay. Like, losing Mystic Sanctuary does hurt, but them losing Field of the Dead also hurts them. It's going to be interesting. I think I'm getting Snowland. Is Bring to Life for Tibalt good enough in Modern? I mean, people play the Niv Mizzet deck. I have never really enjoyed playing the Niv Mizzet deck. It's just like all sorcery speed, you know, a deck that's just sorcery speed, grindy 3 to 5 drops is kind of boring to me. Puts Wooded Foothills into play. That being said, like, Niv Mizzet has been a playable deck in the past, and absolutely I think it would be good to play 1 copy of Valky. Tibalt for 5 mana is still a good rate for that card. The Tibalt Planeswalker probably would be reasonably costed at 6 and still be like a good 6 mana Planeswalker for standard, and then like a little too good at a little too good. Oh, they can Titan here, huh? And a little too good at 5 mana. Like 5 mana, I think that Tibalt is like pretty unreasonable for that effect even. Bring to Light Tibalt outside of Niv. That's interesting. I think like as it just makes sense to play Niv if you're already playing Bring to Light, but it's not that necessarily something you have to do. Yeah, my opponent had to have exactly Castle Garenbrig plus Bounce Land or, you know, Crumbling Vestige there. Oh, no, that's not true. They could have just had any 2 bounce lands. Yeah. Of course. That being said, there's no Field of the Dead right now. There's no Field of the Dead right now. Yeah, so they get Simic Growth Chamber, T-West. They can't double strike, no. They don't have enough mana. It also wouldn't be lethal, right? It would just be 16. I would block. Yeah, Path, again, yes. Path is, again, okay here. Can they Titan next turn? Yes, they can. They have exactly enough mana. So we're probably going to have to Ephemerate Wall of Omens looking for Force of Negation for their Pact. Wasn't one bounce good enough since they could bounce that land? Yes, actually, yeah, you're right. Do I think this list still plays the Karn package? From Fran, who's I think the premier Titan streamer, has said that right now it's not a Karn metagame. It's like a bit too aggressive. Is 4-color control dead? Probably. Hopefully. Maybe not. Omnath is still a really good card though. Might try it out. So we can just let this resolve, right? Since we can start Cryptic Commanding and maybe assemble Eternal Witness plus Cryptic Command. It's like, how bad is this Titan for us? I guess they get Dryad. Can they Dryad immediately? They can't, right? I guess they can get Simic Growth Chamber, Teleria West, 3 mana, float, bounce Growth Chamber, replay Growth Chamber off Sakura Tribe, Scout, bounce the T-West, but that's still 1 mana short, right? No, they have the extra mana because they've got they have enough mana. All right, so I guess I will Desperation look for Force of Negation. We also can find like more Path to Exiles and potentially survive, of course. Okay. Breeding Pool. Yeah, Omnath is still just an absurd Magic card, Omnath is still just really good. Ouphe bad tapping? Or talking about... Yeah, on their part, yes, absolutely. Although I think they still have enough mana to put Dryad into play. Castle to keep haste up? I mean, haste isn't relevant because they're in their second main phase. Wait, was Cryptic just bouncing a bounce land gonna kill them? That'd be pretty embarrassing. Yeah, Feldar Retreat is certainly a card I think that becomes playable. Alright, I don't think we're gonna win because we can't cast this Cryptic. I don't have any more Mystic Gates in the deck. I ended up cutting them because Mystic Gate was like largely to be able to have basic planes turn into Uro. Well, need to draw exactly Path to have a chance, and even then it's like not a good chance. Alright, I will say about this Bant deck though, this is in my opinion the best Aether Gust deck left, since Aether Gust is really good when you can recur it with either Snapcaster, Mystic Sanctuary, or Eternal Witness specifically is just so good in this matchup to recur Aether Gust. I think I do want the third Path. I do want the Venser for sure. Probably want the Time Warps. I think I want to go down onto Fairies. Down on Wall of Omens. And down to like 2 Skyclaves. Skyclave hits Dryad and...
Just so you know, I turned off the heater to not override it.
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah. I think this is fine. I think you really don't want to just have 2 Skyclaves rotting in your hand in my experience. I think this is good. We're also kind of light on creatures now for 4 copies of Ephemerate, so we can maybe cut the 4th copy for like the 3rd Wall, the 1st Dispute, the 1st Teferi Time Raveler. I think I'll play the 1st Teferi. Yeah, I like Skyclave too. But I do think you're supposed to trim. Like, I've lost a lot of games against Titan because I just have 2 Skyclaves in my hand and my opponent doesn't give me a good window to cast them. So like I do think Skyclave is good, but I think you only want to play like 2 copies. And keep this hand. We do have Eternal Witness plus Time Warp. No Bant Triumph is funny though. Pretty sure we're getting Breeding Pool. The same would maybe be a mulligan on the draw. Turn 1 Amulet is also pretty scary on 7 cards. But now if we draw a white source, we can Skyclave the Amulet because we have the pool. We have 2 looks. Usually you fetch for Snow Duel first every game. Now, well, the problem is I only play the blue-white one. I think you don't want to play the green-blue one because green-blue one makes you want to fetch planes, and then that doesn't cast Ice-Fang. I don't think you're supposed to play more than 2 duels. And also, like, Death Touch is not that relevant in this matchup. What is relevant would be drawing the tap land, though. But it's not like we need to have a Death Touching Ice-Fang. Double Amulet. Yikes. And we... What's up? Okay, sorry. Had to kill a couple bugs. Here, we just have to hope that they don't have a Titan, and that's very difficult to do for the Titan deck. That being said, it is possible that we could win with Cryptics and Time Warps, even if they do have Titan. I think I'll just leave the Ice-Fang back to block just 1 damage. Because they can double strike here. And double strike is 16 damage, and so we block 1, take 15. That's assuming they go for the double strike as well. T3, 11 months. Hope you're having a good day today. Finally back on a schedule where you can watch. Very cool. Thanks, buddy. You know, I think the turn 3 Titan is always so tough in this matchup, but if they don't have it till turn 4, things usually get way better for you. Do I think Clerics will make an appearance today? My plan is to play this, then Pyre Goblins, then Bant Stoneblade, and then maybe the Rakdos Zombie Sacrifice deck that I was playing a bit before. Oh wait, can they double Titan? See, this is... Well, they can't Pact for Titan and cast Titan off of T-West, right? They don't have enough mana. So I mean, if they have another Titan in their hand, then they just cast it here, and we can't beat that. Could this deck play Stoneforge Mystic? I don't think Stoneforge Mystic is good in this deck. I have played Stoneforge Mystic in decks like this, and I think you just would be more controlling. Okay, so Azusa should get the job done. Yeah, they got double strike, double Titan, both hasting, and we're dead. Close game. Maybe, maybe not. 2-1. It doesn't seem. I guess we mulligan this with no green mana. It doesn't seem to me that you're necessarily super incentivized to play Showdown. It also is not clear to me that this is better than the Esper versions. It honestly mostly feels like you'd be playing this because you like Mardu, which is, you know, a fine reason to do anything. I feel like the Esper versions are better, just like overall. Like I don't really feel like Tigrid is that good. I could be wrong though. It's kind of hard to wrap your brain around something like this. I do enjoy playing decks like this for whatever that's worth. My opponent's playing Living In. Well, we've got 2 Force of Negations. So it's going to be hard for them to just beat 2 Force of Negations here. We'll see what happens. Yellow hat. Yellow hat. Da 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 da. Thanks for the raid, dude. Hope you're having a good day today. Playing some Bant Ephemerate, liking the deck. First league with it in New Modern. Currently 2-1. Beating... Oh, what was round 1? We beat something, and then we beat humans, and we lost to 2 turn 3 Titans in a row. Yellow hat. Yellow hat. Da, 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 da. No, we lost to Urza as Just Guy earlier. And the year resub? Hell yeah. Beast within my fountain. Thank you for the clock, opponent. We can also path it. We could path our own beast token here to play around Dread Return. I don't hate that. I feel like they're kind of likely to have Dread Return. Getting Plains? Plains and Prairie Stream? Guider, Twitch Prime, thank you for that. The control matchup versus Tron gets worse without Sanctuaries? Yes. And then being able to recur counter spells with this deck, I think, is a big deal as well. It's also possible you want to play 4 Eternal Witness. That's maybe a bit much. You have Fulminator Mage. There's main phase Violent Outburst. This is fine for us. We're also a Teferi Time Raveler deck. I guess we actually get Breeding Pool. We don't need the double white for Skyclave right now. We also have the Infinite Turn combo in hand if we can draw Eternal Witness. New Modern better than Old Modern? I'm having a lot of fun. I will say, we don't really know what New Modern looks like yet, you know? The metagame has not settled down. People are playing their favorite decks like Living End, which is not a good deck, I think. Could be good, but probably not. And we're gonna see a lot of things like this for a little while, you know what I mean? And I think it's just generally good to enjoy it while it lasts. Everything cool around there? Your city's safe now? Thank you for checking. No, not really. Like, they're still rolling blackouts. I don't know how long I'm gonna have power for. We are not in the clear yet. We'll probably be in the clear on Friday, is what we're thinking, but don't know for sure. Second copy, if they have a third copy of Violent Outburst and not naturally drawn the Living End, they could win. I mean, they only have 2 creatures in that graveyard anyways, so it's not like we're just dead if they get to Living End. How did Grixis play? I went 3-2 with Grixis. Grixis felt okay. They also just can't Dread Return either unless they have a Dryad Arbor. Yeah, the Cascade change has already gone into effect. Yeah, I agree that these are the most fun moments in Magic when you just get to play your favorite decks and stuff. You only think the Living End isn't good because I played the deck wrong. Forgot about that. They're playing Bloodbraid Elf? No, they have suspended a Living End. Hell yeah. So if they're using the old strategy of 3 main deck Living Ends, their Cascade spells are probably now dead. Yeah, I don't want to main phase the Ice-Fang though, just in case they do play 4 Living Ends, and then this opens us up to Dread Return. Oh, sorry, not Dread Return. Demonic Dread. Demonic Dread, right? The target creature can't block. Yeah, not Dread Return, sorry. Why not just rip the Time Warp? Time Warp gets a bit better if you get to draw a couple cards first. If we play Time Warp here, it's just 0 mana cycle, which is not bad, but if we can go Ice-Fang, Ephemerate, Ice-Fang, draw a couple cards, and then if we can go land, cast Wall of Omens, Ice-Fang, it's going to be better for us than just casting the Time Warp now. We did draw exactly Wall of Omens. They didn't Beast within my Ice-Fang, which I was a little worried about. Then if we go Wall of Omens, Time Warp, then this is a -2 mana cycler is probably about how you should look at it instead of just 0 mana cycle. Interesting. So that's infinite turns if we can assemble Ephemerate plus Witness plus Time Warp. I guess I was supposed to cast the wall before the warp though. What are my thoughts on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? It's great TV. Big fan. Rewatched it for like the 4th time last year. So we can go Eternal Witness Time Warp next turn. The problem is that's not infinite turns because we need to get the Ephemerate back. We don't have enough mana to go Witness Ephemerate Time Warp. But we can just go Witness, get back Ephemerate, and then get back the Time Warp for next turn. Maybe get Force of Negation off of the first Ephemerate in order to stop our opponent from having like another Beast within or a Living End. If you Ephemerate a Muldrifter with this Evoke trigger on the stack, it stays on the board. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Which is maybe worth considering now that Uro is gone. And maybe not. How often have I watched Naruto for comparison? I mean, I read all of Naruto's manga. I also read all of Full Metal Alchemist though. And I haven't seen every episode of Naruto, but I've seen every non-filler episode, and that like might be as much as watching Full Metal Alchemist all the way through 4 times, you know? And I've seen a lot of episodes of Naruto multiple times, but it's a bit different for like those huge battle cruiser 300 episode shows. Do I like One Piece? No, not really. I just never got into it. Opponent has something. It's probably Beast Within, right? It's gotta be Beast Within. Question is, have I read Boruto? I'd read that. No, I'm not interested at all in Boruto. Not interested very much in the, just shameless cash grab. What about Attack on Titan? I've seen up to season 3. I'm excited for this 4th season that's coming out. I haven't seen it yet though. I'm waiting for the whole thing to be out before I start watching the new season. Bloody watched 200 episodes of One Piece during her break and is big on it now. Yeah, my friend Madison also just loves like the filler One Piece, like relaxing episodes. Yeah, I'm still taking infinite turns. If Beast misses target, it still spawns the Beast. No, but Beast did not miss a target. I let it destroy my breeding pool. They can't have Simian Spirit Guide here. I am just now realizing my opponent can't have anything because they're a living in deck and they just can't Simian Spirit Guide 3-drop. I just don't have to think about that anymore. That's awesome. It feels so good. In before Murderous Cut, I guess. Yeah, Dismember. Okay, there's things. I think we still, do this. We still go for it. And if they kill my Witness, I have to use my Force on the living end, so I can't force the removal spell, because then, well, they let it happen. You're not sure how I feel about Simian Spirit Guide going? Yeah, I liked having... I didn't mind the monkey in the format, but at a certain point, like, the monkey enabled 4 different decks to kill on turn 1, or effectively kill on turn 1 if you're hitting Emrakul off Trickery. And I know they also ban Trickery, but it's like, it's not like that's going to stop happening. It's like, and if they ban the monkey, turn 1 kills are going to be so much less common. But as long as the monkey is around, you're going to be able to die on turn 1 in Modern, which is probably just not something that should happen. You probably just should not be able to die turn 1 in Modern as a rule. And so I'm not going to... no, I'll smile because it happened. I won't cry that it's over. Bought into Ad Nauseam once he killed it. I think people can still play some Ad Nauseam. I've seen people trying out different builds. There's what's the card? I saw a version that was playing Risk the Redeemed, which is all you need to know is that it's a 1 mana green and white legendary creature, and so that you need 1 more mana to go off. But they also play 2 Mox Ambers, so you Angel's Grace Ad Nauseam, play a land to cast Risk, Mox Amber for green and white, Pinhead Prism into Thassa's Oracle. And so that is also a win with the deck. And so it just, and effectively, losing Simian Spirit Guide is a big deal. And you lose your instant speed kill, and Ad Nauseam was, maybe just not all that good to begin with. That being said, like, if you really like to play Ad Nauseam, there are versions that are going to work, and you can also, like, maybe play Inverter. Instead, you could maybe just be more in on the Thassa's Oracle combo somehow. Like, there are going to be homes for the cards that you bought into, is, I guess, what I'm trying to get at. But also, as much as I hate to say it, and it's bad, it feels really bad to lose a deck that you bought into. The Ad Nauseam players, the Mono Red Prison players just need to understand that Modern is going to be healthier without 4 different decks that can kill you on turn 1. And especially, that's going to be true because the blue decks got a big nerf. And in a big way, the turn 1 kill you decks or the turn 2 kill you decks were being kind of kept in check by the blue decks. And so with Mystic Sanctuary and Field and Uro going, the blue decks got this huge nerf. That it would just not have been it would not have been a good thing for the blue decks to get a big nerf, and then the fast combo decks don't get one. Is my opinion on the matter. So Veil of Summer doesn't stop the red trap card, whatever that card's called. I don't think we need these Skyclaves or the Paths. Aether Gust doesn't stop Living End, but does stop Beast Within, the red trap, Fulminator Mage. I think I'm down for like 2 Gusts. The Venser. Maybe I have to play Dispute in the 3rd Gust. Ad Nauseam was a fair deck. I wasn't arguing that it wasn't, right? I don't know if I don't know if you could argue what is a fair deck, what's not a fair deck. Ad Nauseam, I would say, is like a very reasonable combo deck, but that wasn't my argument. It's that Simian Spirit Guide was enabling 4 different decks that could kill on turn 1, and it's either you ban like 5 different cards and to kill all of those decks, but you leave Simian Spirit Guide in, and then Simian Spirit Guide is still going to enable turn 1 kills at some point. It's just going to keep happening. Or you just ban the Simian Spirit Guide, which in my mind is kind of the obvious thing to do. I'm putting back Ice-Fang because I can't cast it with my hand. Veil for Fulminator, maybe. Doesn't really hit anything else, though. Obviously, Teferi is very good against them, but maybe going to be too slow. The bottom an Ice-Fang, draw an Ice-Fang. I am going to try to fetch basics to play around Fulminator the best I can. Yeah, Neobrand, Neobrand, and honestly, it really feels like just Neobrand is, of all the turn 1 kill you decks, Neobrand feels like the only one that's like actually just dead, where like I've seen Belcher versions without Simian Spirit Guide that seem to be just fine and just slower, And then same thing for Oops All spells. It's just like these decks can't kill you on turn 1 anymore. Is really what the Monkey Band does, which is great. Do you think Ad Nauseam was more of a mid-range deck or an aggro control deck? Which decks did Simian Spirit Guide ban kill? It only killed Neobrand, but it nerfed Oops All spells and Belcher, and then also would have nerfed the Tibble's Trickery deck if that deck, was still a thing. But like those Tibble's Trickery, Neobrand, Belcher, and Oops All spells were 4 different decks that could kill you on turn 1, and honestly, Neobrand still can kill you on turn 1. With Chancellor of the Annex, but so much less consistently. But the other decks I listed cannot kill you on turn 1 anymore, which is good for the format, in my opinion. We did draw the best possible, which is always nice. And if we draw an untapped land for Teferi, I don't think our opponent can win. Maybe they can. Neobrand can kill on turn 1 with Chancellor of the Tangle. In theory, right? And like you also have to figure out how to actually win after you get Gristlebrand into play. But one thing you can do is you can have 2 Chancellor of the Tangles, a blue-green land, Allosaurus Rider, Neoform, and then you can Mox Amber for black mana off of your Gristlebrand into Pintad Prism in order to just make it work. You know what I mean? Well, still haven't found land number 3. Could be dead. Or I mean, maybe not dead. It's possible we can just beat this. We have an Aether Gust, a Teferi Bounce, and an Ice-Fang block. Yeah, all I'm saying is Neobrand still technically can kill you on turn 1, but without Simian Spirit Guide, it's probably going to be too inconsistent to play. Still no third land. I don't really want to. I don't really want to tap my planes though and have my opponent Violent Outburst if they were like playing around Force. So what combo decks are worth playing now that Simian Spirit Guide is gone? Heliod combo, Storm, and Infect. Well, I wouldn't really classify Infect as a combo deck. That's maybe just semantics though. But I think the combo decks that are good are Oops All spells. Storm, Heliod combo would be like the premier ones in my mind.
Where did Athena go?
I don't know. Yeah, Oops All spells is still going to kill you very consistently on turn 3, sometimes with protection or disruption. So don't sleep on Oops All spells. That deck good. Yeah, I think she's like kind of in hibernation mode. I'm not sure.
Yeah. We have eggs and bread and cheese.
I'll eat anything that you make, as usual.
True.
So I guess we lose to. Well, I'm gonna gust that. I was gonna say we lost to the trap. Oh, trap can still redirect this to the Aether Gust to the trap itself. That's kind of funny. They put the Beast Within on the bottom.
I've never made French toast. I was thinking of it, but
I mean, whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, Goblins is also potentially going to be a very good combo deck in the format. It's kind of like, also not super traditional combo, but does just have a kill you on turn 3 combo. Opponent is playing very slowly.
French toast is easy. Toast the eggs, scramble the bread, and boil the cheese. It broke? Or
Did it
never
break?
had a bottom? Did it never have a...
Oh yeah,
thing?
it didn't have one.
Oh, so it's just
Yeah.
leaning.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it had a little...
Anybody Fran yet? No, not yet. No, not yet. That's one thing though about these blue decks. They're just gonna get flooded and screwed more often. You know what I mean? Well, we win. I guess we don't win necessarily, but we like just getting to Teferi bounce this and stop their cascading is super good for us. Don't need to respect Violent Outburst anymore. And then we can just, you know, block this with Ice-Fang. Although I guess they can cycle at instant speed to deal with the Ice-Fang. It's kind of interesting. Missed a land again. One more look. Did hit this time. What are you doing? Are you crabbing?
Should play some crabs, huh?
I have a crab in my EDH deck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the last time I've cast a crab in. I actually have 2 crabs in my EDH deck. I have Chrome Shell Crab and then the big Titany Crab. Right. Please land, please land, please land. Damn it. Guess I'm discarding like Dispute here. If we draw a land, we get to Time Warp and plus Teferi. Just like the Ice-Fang doesn't block this very well because it can cycle and just kill the Ice-Fang so easily. We draw a blue source and bounce this for a bit. But I'd probably cycle the Time Warp first.
When the crab rave song comes on, I like to dance like the crabs.
Yeah, Madison has been out of town for a little while, and so I haven't been able to get her to do the crab emote for Esther. Missed on land again. Feels bad. It is possible my opponent doesn't have a cycler, and even if they do, it's not like we automatically lose, I guess.
I thought I was waiting for just that.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh, there's a clip.
Yep. All right, it's Fairy down. 6 mana for Desert Ceradon. Wow. Always an embarrassing way to lose. Go ahead and I think Time Warp. If we can find another land here, then we can go Cryptic plus Remand. You know, bounce one of these guys and then remand it on the way down. Please make a Crab Hands channel point remote. Yeah, I actually intended to do that, and then I didn't. But
the storm.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list. Yeah. Not that it takes very long to do it all.
Because this isn't as cool as having the crab claws. They're so good.
I'm probably just gonna take 5 first.
Dun, 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 dun. I am a shark with crab claws.
Yes, you are. This is good content, Esther. This is better than just rambling off screen. Finally working for the channel.
Oh my god. I am a shark. The shark matches my shirt. Shark Typhoon? No, it's not Shark Typhoon.
What's not Shark Typhoon? Oh yeah,
I thought the Cryptic
there
Command was
are
a
no
shark.
Shark Typhoons in this deck, sadly.
Why? Why? You see, I am a crab shark. I must have crab or Shark Typhoon to live. And then
Shane, thank you for the 5 subs, bro. Going crazy today. 5 subs for Esther.
Yes.
Esther finally contributing to the stream. Ice-Fang is very good to block the Ceradon. Party Pat, 3 months. Welcome back, dude. Well, I'm not completely cracking up because this is just how Esther is all the time, you know. So I do love it, but I'm also pretty used to it.
Was that subscribers?
Yeah, every time this plays, it's a subscriber. That is some spicy tech, Simon. Esther is the spiciest tech of all. The spiciest tech is true love. Hope they don't have Sibian Spirit Guide to pay for this mana leak. Party Pat gifting 5 subs. Esther will dance as long as the sub sound is playing. You don't have to do that, by the way. The key to streaming is to not do anything you don't want to do.
This is what I want to do.
Yeah, I know that you do, but if you get tired of dancing, don't let them pressure you. Can we have this as a channel point redemption? Lester's like not always here. She's working most of the time, but we're snowed in. So we have her for today. Three Din gifting 5 subs. Thank you for that. Yeah, if you're tired, you can stop. I will not make them pressure you into dancing. Wait, this is we're about to level 5 hype train? Never mind, you have to keep dancing. I take it back. This is so good. We didn't have a drawn an Ephemerate, but it's probably good to just like E-Whip plus Time Warp here first. And as soon as we draw an Ephemerate, we win. Can we get a gif of Esther doing the crab dance as a sub or follow notification? Yeah, maybe. I think that would actually be pretty good. Luis gifting 5 subs. Thank you for that. Okay, opponent did have Fairy Macabre, sadly. Still safe to play this. Like, I would not be casting this Teferi right now if Sibian Spirit Guide were still in the format. JK gifting a sub. Thank you, buddy. I'm not gonna shock to have Venser up. I don't think we need to. Sorcia getting a sub.
This is gonna go on my
streaming is so easy. It's so easy.
It's okay, this is gonna go on my Apple Watch exercise rings.
Yeah, you're warming up the apartment too, which is actually pretty good EV. Right, now that super resolve. Does this deck actually take infinite turns? Yes, it does. Ephemerate, Eternal Witness, Time Warp is an infinite turn combo. Haunter gifting a sub, thank you.
What's up? It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
This is a thumbs up from the crab class.
Yeah, the notifications I think are still really cute. Dude, I don't know the last time I've seen a level 5 hype train. It's like definitely been months, and all it took was for Esther to put on some crab claws. Streaming is so easy. Full Wagon gifting a Prime Gaming sub into tier 1. Appreciate that.
What's up? It's me, your friend Inspiring Spike.
Let's put a fun Raveler into play to stop any Cascade. Command, 2 months in a row. Welcome back.
I will give you
Jessica, thank you for your Twitch Prime subscription.
What's up? It's me, your
I do need a haircut pretty badly. It's nice to have a good day after, you know, spending 24 hours with no power, eating cold ravioli in our car, listening to Hamilton. Oh man. Esther warmed up the ravioli on the heating on like the dashboard, and she was like, "It actually warmed up a bit," and I tasted it, and it didn't at all, and I said, "Yeah, it did."
It tasted so bad.
It was.
And we ate cold salmon too that I made.
So definitely feeling in higher spirits today, but also my power could go out in the middle of this sentence. Yeah, Blood Moon's pretty good here. Maybe we just get to bounce it. We still have Remand plus Force up. They can't cascade. They can't do anything. They only have one card. Alright, they exiled my Time Warp, so unless I draw the second copy, which I probably will, I'm not taking infinite turns. Yeah, it doesn't go beyond level 5, right? We're at 224% level 5 hype. You know, it doesn't get cold there often. I mean, it's not doesn't get cold here often. That's not the level we're at. We're at like once in a lifetime, or at least like the coldest ever it's been, or the most severe storm across Texas ever. You know, it's not. We're not. It's a bit chilly, and it doesn't get chilly often. Not that I'm defending, you know, a lot of our leadership. There's like a ton to be critical of, but it's all. But also, this is like as bad as it's ever been.
Hates me dancing, so let's see if we can get him to dance with us.
And it's also like across the whole state too. It's not just like an isolated area. Can we mention the person in the background? No, it's against the rules to comment on the dancing crab lady. What am I even doing here? Why are we still playing this game? My opponent has 2.5 minutes on their clock. They're down a game. They can never, ever win this game. What are we doing here? Why did I even remand the Fulminator? Yeah, I bought a matching set of crab claws. Oh, actually give me one of the crab claws. I'll use my left hand as a crab claw. Can you grab it for me? I bought us a matching set of crab claws for our anniversary.
Or was it my birthday? It was one of those.
I mean, they all happened at the same time, you know? I think these were the anniversary one, and then the other stuff was your birthday.
No.
Because this is for us, right?
I guess. I like this as a
Esther's birthday is a day before our anniversary, so...
And then it's Valentine's.
And then it's Valentine's. So we're like, I feel like we've always been sick of, you know, occasions by the time it becomes Valentine's Day. Like, blow my mind or anything, but it was a fun time. I'd keep this hand if it was a 2-lander, but this is obviously much better.
We have one more movie to watch.
Yeah.
And then all the Hobbits. I like the Hobbit
Back
films.
Venser. I don't like the Hobbit films.
I saw it in theaters. It was fun.
Yeah, the laptop did make it in one charge, although I think it was kind of close.
I'm charging it now.
It's good. Yeah, make sure we're charging everything. It's honestly pretty likely we lose power tomorrow, and it's not like a sure thing or anything. And so if we lose power, we'll do the dono decks when we can do them. But like some people were saying, people are gonna have 24 hours off of power and then 24 hours on, which is like an insane way to do it.
4 hours is where it starts to get cold and all the warm air escapes, and then 8 hours is like, oh my gosh, and then 12 hours is like, can we get it back on, please? And then
some people have been without for like 32-ish hours, and it's just been bad. It's just been bad. Alright, well. Tron's a bad matchup. We do have these Collector Ouphes to help, but don't have the Tailsins anymore either. Venser's our best card in the matchup, and I put it on the bottom because we mulliganed, which feels bad.
I think the reason why I like the Hobbit films is because I never watched Lord of the Rings
Manly.
before. And
That's
I
probably why I am.
So, yeah, my hands are sweating from this. Nobody subscribe. Take a break. Athena's good here, though.
Yeah, it could be E-Tron. Probably not, right? No power trials for 50 plus hours, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, I honestly, we have had it, good. I've talked. Nobody that I know in Texas has not been out without some outages for extended periods of time. I don't know a single person who has just completely done. I think I bounced the Ballista. It's like if they replay the Ballista, we can draw Skyclave, and if they ping the Teferi to trade Ballista for Teferi, that's just an okay exchange. Yeah, Stony Silence and Collector Ouphe are both, I think, reasonable sideboard cards. I think Ouphe is like a bit better because like attacking is pretty relevant in this matchup. I'm not 100% sure that I agree with that though. So we do have the infinite turn combo. The problem is Ballista breaks it up super well. Maybe they'll go for a non-creature spell. I guess they also have the relic.
Oh yeah, what does the boost do? Oh, for the...
It does nothing.
It does not.
I don't know. We got boosted before, and I felt no discernible difference. I couldn't find a page that was like, here's what the boost did for your channel. So who knows, right? Yeah, we need to find Skyclave Apparition or like at least Path to Exile to deal with this Ballista. Gonna cycle the Time Warp. Wall of Omens is kind of interesting. That's Path to Exile. So like we're not taking infinite turns immediately. We would need 8 mana to do that. Oh, they also just have this relic, right? Oops. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna not have the relic. We at least did find out that they're mono green and not.
Yeah, you gotta continuously boost to feel a difference. Everyone else boosted the same day you did, so of course you didn't feel a difference.
I don't think that's how it works.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know how it works, and I'm not sure that it does. I hope that it does. I hope that it does something.
Read your chat. They'll tell you.
They don't know anything.
How dare you say
They know they don't know anything either. Right, chat. They're not afraid to admit it. Like one path to Skyclaves. Twitch chat's favorite thing is when the streamer makes fun of Twitch chat. It's like they just eat it up. They love it so much. It's awesome. Did not have Path Ewit. Yeah, we're losing the game. They have Relic of Progenitus. Game is very over. Player may concede the game at any time. A player who concedes the game leaves the game immediately. That player loses the game. They couldn't have cracked Relic. Fair.
These are my real crack claws.
That sounds terrible, but don't do that. Yeah, it's like it's not like that's necessarily putting us in a winning position, but probably was a bit of an early concession. I'll concede that. How's post-ban Modern scene? It's been fun. It's been very diverse. People seem to be playing their favorite decks, and I'm having a good time with it.
It's a jolly good time.
Yeah, it is.
It's the perfect world. A utopia, you might
your
say.
pet deck is the best deck. Is one other thing I'd like to convey is that everybody in chat, their favorite deck is the best deck in the format. Here's power plants. Drew the second copy of Skyclave. All right, Collector Ouphe. Remand's not so bad either, I suppose. It's not necessarily so good, but you know we've got an Ephemerate coming down. We've got a lot. Okay, you can Cryptic next turn. Maybe 2 Skyclaves is a bit too many. I'm not sure. It's kind of fun. Like it hits Karn, it hits Oblivion Stone. Maybe not good. I'm not sure. Reflecting Pool. Play Urza's Tower. No follow-up though. I guess I'm playing Ice-Fang instead of Wall. It's like a bit of a clock. Yeah, just got Wildfire, just got Lotus. Both seem to be fine. Not necessarily good, but fine. We'll see. I think that Jeskai, Wildfire, and Lotus are playable decks. I think that this Bant deck is going to be my preferred control deck, though. Hold on, gotta let Athena. Honestly, we just draw Eternal Witness here. We're in really good shape, I think. Ouphe is a good draw, too. Oh, I was probably supposed to play Wall of Omens, so Ice-Fang could have been a blue card for Force, actually. In this, like, exact spot. Yeah, Ice-Fang seems great right now, I agree. What are my thoughts on the Sanctuary ban? It was probably correct for the format to ban Sanctuary. Please be Ballista. Oh, no. Why? Feels bad. I think this is a bad matchup, though. It's Just Sky Giants as it was, basically dead in this heavy meta. I mean, I'm not sure that Just Sky Giants was ever a deck. I know I 4-1'd a league with it once. I don't know. Maybe it could be played again. I went 0-2 drop with it the one time I played it though. My opponent is dead to Eternal Witness off the top. If they can't disrupt my mana though, I can take infinite turns if I draw Eternal Witness. I'm definitely not conceding quite yet. What do you think of Glorious Protector in a deck like mine? Not good. I have cast Glorious Protector in Modern. No, this is definitely not 104.3A territory. Like we have 3 outs to just take infinite turns immediately. It's like, you know, we could concede to Graveyard Hate. We could concede maybe to like, you know, Karn removing a land of ours, but we just draw. We have 3 outs to win the game immediately. It just does not feel like concession time. We were dead to Ballista. We are like very soft to a lot of things for sure, but we need to make them show us that they have it, and we need to, you know, try to draw Eternal Witness. But Ugin was certainly a huge feel bad moment, of course. As this. The Piracy Charm Arc in his deck, is it dead since Mystic Sanctuary ban? I don't know, like the Sanctuary was really good in the deck. And like does make both Deprive and Archmage's Charm so much worse. But I don't. Can you turn the heater back on, maybe?
Yeah. Read this message.
Boil water notice. Okay, well. That stinks. Gotta boil all water before consuming. Right now, Eternal Witness is not an out necessarily. I mean, it gets this. Okay, well. Staying alive.
Staying alive, staying alive.
Never mind. I'll concede to the Huguenot. I know that they can technically brick on it, but good enough for me. Good enough for me. So we went 3-2. Do you think that we got like a little unlucky in the Titan matchup, and Mono Green Tron's a bad matchup? So I'm still feeling like very good about this deck. We're gonna move on for now. Let me think about things that we could change.